Hey guys, welcome back and thank you so much for being here. I was actually thinking this week as I was preparing for the next video, the next podcast, what I was going to talk about. And I was thinking, I got my notes and writing down and just kind of looking back over some past ideas, and nothing was really hitting me. I couldn't really think of exactly what I wanted to share with you this week. So I'm thinking and thinking, even today. I got a few minutes ago, as I'm thinking, what in the world am I going to talk about? It hit me. This is Mother's Day week. This Sunday is Mother's Day. We celebrate all the wonderful moms out there. So I wanted to talk to you a little bit about my mom and moms in my life. So, humor me, if you will. I'm going to go totally unscripted. A lot of you write me comments wanting to know more about me and my family and personal stuff, kind of behind the scenes, who I am, all this stuff, which I find fascinating because I don't know why you would want to know that. But anyway, I'm going to share a little bit of insight on the moms in my life in celebration of Mother's Day Unscripted. So here we go. Let's start out with my mom, right? I probably could start out with my mom's mom because I was very close to both, obviously. And my grandmother was fantastic. Actually, Sutton of Nate and Sutton, if you follow their channel, that's my middle daughter, Sutton. My mom's maiden name was Sutton. That's where her name came from. Belle Sutton. That was her name. I called her Nanny. I knew her as Nanny and her husband Pop. That was my grandparents on my mom's side. She was a phenomenal mom. So let's just start there just briefly. But one thing about my grandmother, Nanny, that was really funny about her. She's got all these special things that she cooks. She made, blueberry turnover tarts that were just unbelievable. She made these little biscuits that were unbelievable. All these signature red velvet cake, all these signature dishes were hers. And she was very proud of her signature dishes that she would make, and every family occasion where there was food involved, she would make a few of her signature dishes and everybody would ooh and ah, and she ate that up. But my grandmother, one funny thing about her is we had several grandkids. I'm one of, I don't know, teens or 20s, but there's a lot of us grandkids, and she would pick her favorites. Luckily, I was blessed to be one of her favorites. If you weren't one of her favorites, it was just kind of a ho hum. Hey, how you doing? She'd love you and hug. Like a grandmother would do. But if she was one of your favorites, she would go overboard with praise. You could do no wrong. You were the most beautiful, handsome, talented, creative. You name the adjective, and that's what you were for her in her eyes. You felt like you could hang the moon. You could do anything, reach the stars, fly on your own power to the moon because she pushed that much optimism and praise into you. So I was blessed to be on the receiving end of that from her. My mom, same thing. My mom was a praiser. She was a life cheerleader. And you notice I'm talking in past tense. Sadly, she passed in 2006. I'll get into that in just a second. But my mom was a rock star in the praise department. She was my life coach. She was my life cheerleader. She's the one that gave me the confidence that I've got because she believed in everything that I did. No matter what I did, whether it was drumming, I'm a drummer, whether it was drumming or any sports, or I love like fringe sports like skateboarding, water skiing, snow skiing. I even got into motocross with bicycles and motocross with motorcycles. She just thought I was the greatest ever. No matter what I did, she would praise into me, push positivity into me to make me believe that I could absolutely do anything. I could conquer any situation. And she planted that in me, and I'm so grateful for that. But one of the key things about my mom that has stuck with me all my life, and my brother and sister, and I were talking about this actually just last week. One of the moving moments in our life was when I was growing up. My dad had an affair. He was busted. My mom and dad came to a meeting of, are we going to continue or are we going to call it quits? My dad wanted to keep the affair going. My mom said, no way, I'm out. So they got a divorce when I was either in the third or fourth grade. I've got zero memory of any time before that with my dad, which is really sad because I was in the third or fourth grade. I should have plenty of memories with my dad, but nothing. Vacations, dinner, bedtime stories, playing in the yard, zero. I've scratched, just got no memory of my dad. That's partly why I do this channel, is because I wanted to be the dad that my dad wasn't. So part of this channel and the reason behind it is exactly that. My dad was not there. But my mom had to step up and be the mom and dad for us. But one major marking moment for me, my brother, and my sister was after the divorce. After we moved out of that town, because my mom didn't want to be a single mom with 3 kids in the town that we had lived in for several years. It was a small town, and she didn't want to be the receiving end of gossip. So we got out of there. We moved away to another town. But when we got to the other town, the new town that we were in, one thing she had us do was get on our knees in front of her. And she said, I want to pray over you. And she prayed a powerful prayer. I think I was in the 5th grade at this time. But kneeling down, my brother and my sister beside me, we're all little. She's praying over us that God be our Father. Because she was saying, God, help me to be the mom that I can be. Help me to be a strong single mom and do what I can for these kids, but they don't have a dad. They really don't have an earthly dad. So I want you to be their heavenly dad. Whatever they need in the dad category, step in. And I'm asking you, God, to step in and be their dad. And that was such a marking moment for me faith-wise and just kind of a brokenness, but it was like a strength wrapped in brokenness that my mom exemplified during that time, because she was strong enough to ask, yet humble enough and broken enough to feel that she needed to do the ask. So she's strong enough to be that mom, but humble enough to say, I can't do it all. It was a weird dichotomy of emotions going on. But at 5th grade, I still remember that today like it was yesterday, kneeling down in front of her, kind of peeking up. You know, I got my eyes closed. She's praying, and I'm kind of peeking up. She's got her arms raised up. Tears are just flowing down her face. She's praying that God step in and be our dad, that he be that he fill the void of whatever we felt missing from not having a dad. That is such a huge moment for me with my mom. The rest of it is her just being a super cheerleader, super life coach all throughout my life. Even when I started getting married and having kids of my own, my mom was like the super grandma. And whenever you get to the chapter of your life where you're able to watch your parent, your mom or dad, be a granddad or a grandma for your kids, it's really special because you're in the middle and you see their interaction with a little kid and you think, I guess that's what it was like for me, because when I was 0 to 3 or 4 years old, I don't remember much of my mom being there with me and how she acted, how she talked to me, what she did. But seeing that with my kids growing up was really special, to see another side of my mom, to be able to tend to and care to little infants and little toddlers, and what she did during that time was really, really special. So that's something to look forward to if you're not in that chapter of your life yet. But another special thing about something that she did was she made every event monstrous. I mean, Christmas, birthdays, Easter, Thanksgiving, everything was times 10. My mom knew no boundaries on special days. So as my kids were growing up with their cousins, when my mom would show up, she was the Easter Bunny. Her trunk was full of dollar store paraphernalia, where she had baskets and eggs and candy and everything, just overload, where we would have massive egg hunts with the kids, and even Thanksgiving, just family and food. And we would have entertainment where she would do music or a talent contest or something. Everything she did, occasion wise, just planted the seed in me to make moments bigger than they really are. Always take the time to make a memory. Never miss an opportunity to make a memory. Don't just let the ho hum be the ho hum. Don't let a day be a day. Let every day be a special day, and let special days be times 10. That's definitely something that my mom taught me. But yeah, she did pass away in 2006, and very, very unfortunately, I was on the outs with her. There was a weird cycle that my brother and sister and I went through growing up. Is if we were close to my dad, we were not real close to my mom. When we were on the outs with my dad, we were close to mom. There was that weird fight and pull between there. So this was a moment, this was a season where I was, kind of getting close to my dad again, but I was on the outs with her. Just for many, many reasons. It's a lot deeper than that. I don't want to dive too deep. But on the surface, that's kind of what it was. And unfortunately, my brother called. I was at work. This is in 2006, I think November maybe. Gave me a call while I was at work, and he was crying, and I knew this is not going to be a good call. You can tell when you get those calls on the phone, somebody on the receiving end is crying, that gut cry, and oh gosh, what am I about to hear? But to hear those words, Mom died last night. Mom is dead. To hear those words was just devastating. That I've cried a couple of times in my life where it was just a gut wrenching. I can't even stand up, on your hands and knees, crying, just a gut wrenching cry. That's definitely one of them when my mom passed away, to go through that grieving process, especially since we were kind of on the outs. So I'm going to kind of set that aside and jump to my wife and the mom that she is to our 3 daughters. She is unbelievably selfless. She is a giver and she is a fighter. She will do anything for our daughters. If they mention something that they need, my wife will go to 10 TJ Maxx stores in a 50-mile radius until she finds it for them, and then she'll give it to them as a surprise. She is a giver from the word go. From when she wakes up to when she goes to bed, she's a giver. She's a hard worker. Work ethic just runs out of her pores. She gets up super early to do her job. She's got a part-time job, but she's had it for 30 years. She just went part-time not too many years ago, but gets up super early to do that. Then she gets off and she goes to do things with our daughters and our grandkids. She's always going and doing. But yeah, my wife is a mom. She inherited that role. She's more of a mom than she is my wife. Any other role that she's got, whether it be my wife or an employee or a sister or an aunt or whatever roles that she plays, mom is the one that she embraces and embodies, and it oozes from her pores because that is what she does. She is Mama Bear to our 3 daughters. Going past her, only 2 of my daughters are parents right now. They're moms. McKenna, my oldest, which I did an interview with her on another video you can look at. And then Sutton, my middle daughter, she's got her own YouTube channel, Nate and Sutton. My youngest daughter, Cody, K-O-D-I, Cody actually gets married in 2 weeks. Not this coming Saturday, but next Saturday, which is kind of unbelievable. We're putting some prep together to make that happen. So be praying for us that all that goes well. And I'll be posting some videos from the wedding, because we just do weddings a little bit differently than other people, and you'll see what I mean. Anyway, McKenna and Sutton are phenomenal moms, and I'm so proud of them. Of all the things that me as the dad and my wife as the mom, what we did right and wrong. We did a lot of mixture right and wrong. Nobody nails parenting, but I see, and it's so proud, such a proud moment for me to watch my 2 daughters pick the good stuff that we did and apply that into their life as their mom rolls with their little kids. It's so exciting to watch that. So I am very, very excited and proud and happy for my grandkids that they have phenomenal moms, and I get to be a part of that. So in honor of Mother's Day, I wanted to tell you a little bit about my grandma, my mom, my wife, and my two daughters who are also moms. And I want to ask you, who are the moms in your life? How's your mom? How's your grandmom? How's your aunt or a friend or a neighbor? Who plays that role as a mom for you? Sometimes it's not your mom. Sometimes it's your stepmom. Sometimes it's a neighbor. Sometimes it's an aunt. Sometimes your grandma is your mom. Whoever that special person is in your life, please take the time this week, especially Sunday with it being Mother's Day. Take the time this week and spend some one-on-one time with them. Let them know what they mean to you. Not just a card, not just a call or a text. Spend some time with them. Take them out. Go visit them. Sit down with them. Carve out some time because you can't get that back. Do you know what I would give right now to have 1 hour with my mom? To be able to call her and say, let's go meet somewhere and just sit down and talk. I would give anything for that. Don't miss those opportunities. Don't live in regret. I don't really live in regret. I'm sad that she was taken too soon, but I don't regret any moment that we ever had together. I'm very, very happy that we had a phenomenal relationship, and she played the role of the best mom that I could have ever had. If I handpicked one, it would be her for sure. But for you, don't ever live in regrets. Don't ever look that hindsight is 2020 and you say, oh, I shoulda, woulda, coulda. Do it right now. For the moms in your life, do it right now. Use this week as the reason, as the prompt. Use this video, what I'm saying right now, as the prompt to spur you to celebrate the moms in your life big time. Not just little, not just a card, not just little stuff. Do it big time. What can you do for them, with them, that's super, super special, unlike any other celebration you've ever had for them? Take it to the next step because they might not be there tomorrow. They might not be there. They're not going to be there forever. One day they're going to be gone. Live in the moment and make the most of every opportunity. Sorry this is unscripted. Sorry I'm kind of talking so fast. But I'm just talking as thoughts pop into my head. I did want to do this totally unscripted because I wanted to share things from my heart. I hope it meant something to you. I hope you take on the challenge this Mother's Day week and you celebrate the moms in your life in a majorly big way. Take care. We'll see you next time.